Right, here we go. If we get everybody, here we go. So if you're blue, that means you've got the 500 raindrops. You're a legendary raindrop. Anyone who's a sub is pink. So I think there's a few more people we've got to make blue. So I'm gonna have a look at my box. There's a few people that I think I was meant to have made blue a while ago but didn't. But while I'm doing this, folks, now is your last chance to vote on our poll from yesterday. While I'm making people blue, feel free to get your last minute votes in, because it will be closing as soon as I've done this little thing, and then we'll have the winner. We'll see who wins. The stream to your 75-inch TV. Oh my goodness me. I must be big with that size of a screen. Me and a big screen. My goodness me. But thank you for everyone who's already voted. You're all awesome. Appreciate the votes. They all matter. Okay, so Van is now a legendary raindrop. He's really zoomed up that leaderboard. I don't think we've got a made Van blue yet. And I'm pretty sure Van is in our Discord. There he is. So legendary raindrop for Van. GG. Who else? Mast Emerald, Neffel and Zexy. Are those guys, are they blue yet? Mast Emerald, Neffel and Zexy. I should probably use the search feature rather than just be like looking through all these peoples. There's Zexy. Zexy's not blue yet. So there he is, he's blue now. Huzzah! Some people might not even be in the Discord, but this is probably why I should get the search up. But I don't think there's any private info on Discord, is there? Let me make sure. Oh yeah, Neffel's already blue. Is Mast Emerald. Yep. True Baldy. Nah, I don't think there's anything. I get all cautious about these things, so I'm hiding my screen just in case. But I don't think anything weird is gonna get exposed. True Baldy is as well now, and Storm Eagle and Battle Sandwich. My goodness, guys, so many. I haven't checked though, in all honesty, for since doing the website, so there's definitely a few. So True Baldy is as well. Storm Eagle. I think I already made Storm Eagle a legendary raindrop. Yeah. Battle Sandwich. That's like a bazillion new legendary raindrops in the stream. That's an exaggeration. Hi Reverend Glitch, how you doing? Didn't expect to find someone doing the same thing myself. Are you telling me you're doing the same thing as me? Because that is rare. I never expect to find someone doing the same thing as me either. What do you do, my goodness, I'll call you Glitch. It's easier. Certain names are hard to say. Thank you for the follow, Don, by the way. I appreciate it. Let's just quickly catch up with chat a moment. I'm actually very indifferent to the colour of Wagon. It kind of feels like a personal choice at this point. Yeah, for sure. I'm super indecisive. So sometimes I'm like, right, you guys can just pick for me, because I can get very indecisive about things. And polls are perfect for that. Fantasia! How are you doing? Look at that Carolee, mate. I love it. Fantasia's one of the lucky ones that have that beautiful, gorgeous bit to you, Carolee, mate. I'm making an RPG right now, currently working on models though. Oh, cool. Well, I'm very intrigued. I'd like to know more about it. And we do have a channel in our Discord for showing off your work, guys. A lot of peeps know about that already because I always talk about it. But for anyone new here, it's called Creative Work. And I always want to see what people are up to and what they're doing, their games. So it's not even just games, it can be anything at all that's creative. So if if you want to tell us more about your work, then that's the place to do it. Sounds exciting though. It's good to meet you, Glitch. I hope it's all going well, your RPG. Look, there's adorable pandas. You're sub to the Panda Man. I see. I had a gift sub once to Roo. They're beautiful pandas. Nice to see someone who's making games on Twitch instead of playing. Hi Don, how are you doing? Yeah, I've had a big conversation about this. I used to game on Twitch. That's what I did when I first started streaming. I stopped because, well, I came to the conclusion it wasn't for me, and I preferred gaming off stream because I was constantly getting backseated left, right and centre because I'm not the best gamer in the world. I can be a little bit slow at finding my way around sometimes, so I was always people seemed to like to backseat me even when I was very firm about don't backseat. So it just got me a bit, and I ended up just coming up with a new idea for stream, which is this, and it's been going quite well. It's been super fun. But thanks for stopping by, Don. Not always well, but it's going. Yeah, sometimes it does. Sometimes you get the bugs, don't you? I've had that many a times, but always get through it. So I think that's it. I think, oh, Fox as well. He's a legendary Raindrop now. Let's just give Fox. So guys, I just was sorting out something in my Discord, giving people new roles. For people who have recently reached the 500 raindrops in stream. I don't think I gave it to Fox there. Oh, I have now. There we go. So if you let's do the command so anyone new here can see. We have a website, and quite high up you'll see that there's a chance to be a character in our game, but you do need like 500 raindrops of stream currency to be able to be one. So if you fill in a form and you haven't got the 500 raindrops, it's not going to count because you haven't got 500 raindrops yet. So yes, and I've just given some people the role because we've had a ton of new people who reached it and I never gave a role. Hi Tox, how you doing? Oh my goodness, Tox is the Carol emote. My goodness me, Tox, you're special then. I hope you like Carol. She's a babe, that's for sure. How are you doing, Tox? I was a professional web dev like 4 years ago, but outside of that, this is all a learning experience. Yeah, same for me. Like I'm not a coder. I studied graphic design at uni. To be quite honest, I'm more of a design person rather than a code person. So I'm a big old noob. That's why I'm not like going all out and doing anything like Unity with this, because I know it would be a bit over ambitious. I'm trying to keep things easy on myself, and RPG Maker's perfect because that's a software I've been using since I was a little baby, since I was about 12. So it's although it can be limited sometimes, I've been finding ways around it, and it's been working quite well. We're putting a nice game together, and I'm excited to see how it goes. I never backseated you, Rose. I just told you where to go because you were doing it wrong. Yeah, I don't think Chubb was a backseater, to be quite honest. So you're all right, Chubb, but it was quite common. It was quite a common thing, even with people that were regulars to the stream. I think people just wanted to help. It's good intentions most of the time, but yeah. I think it's so nice and relaxing to just sit and play a game off stream. I do that when I get time, and it's nice. I'm glad that I found something on Twitch that I actually like doing now. It's not that I didn't like gaming, I did, don't get me wrong, but there was always something missing, and I was like, I feel like there's something else for me, and this is definitely it. I'm on the right track now. I don't know how, but I do. It's probably because you've given 1,000 bits to the channel. If you've got at least 1,000 bits in our channel, which Chub and Tox and Fantasia all have, then you will have this new rage emote that we've got. And if you don't even know, like Tox I think is a bit confused at who that even is. It's Carol the Barrel. She's a character in our game. She's very loved. She's going to be a romanceable option. And hi Kung, how are you doing? I hope you're doing good, Kung. I dove into Unity. Well, I don't fault you for that at all. That's pretty awesome, and I give credit for anyone that's jumping into the deep end. And of course, yeah, I think you'll do it. I think I could do it. I could learn Unity from scratch for sure, but I just know it would be a big time sink. And I don't want to spend a year learning something when I can just start now. And I've kind of like said one thing about these streams. I want them to be not too code heavy, really. Like, probably spent 2 streams out of the 100 plus we've done having code on the screen. Most of the time they're just very visual and chatty, and we just geek out about the lore and characters and storylines that we can have in the game. Really, that's really what it consists of most of the time. And because RPG Maker requires very little with code, it's quite easy to do that. I guess I've actually... No, you didn't at all, Fantasia. You didn't. Not everybody did, don't worry. So, not at all. And to be honest, yeah, it's no big deal. But I know that people just want to help when they backseat. It's no problem. But you weren't one of them, Fantasia. A long time no see. Yeah, the backseat thing I said was meant as a joke. Hi, Det Lion, how are you doing? I'm a code junkie software web dev for 10-ish years. Anything that does not have to do with graphics, GUIs, I enjoy. Yes, so you're the opposite of me then, Det. That's awesome. But that's fun. That's what I mean. Everybody has their strengths. That's why you get a team of people work together when making a game a lot of the time, so everybody can do what they're good at. Because I'm on my own doing this, I have to kind of be sensible and think, well, what can I do and what can I do, sort of thing. I never show my face. I know your face, Chub. Luckily for me, my time has been freed up quite recently. Yay, that's good. It's always good to have that extra time. And Chub has done the Winky Merrill. I love how I managed to get a bra character on Twitch, a character that wears a bra. I did think it would be denied, but it wasn't. So it's not too lewd for Twitch. It's been a long time. I do remember. I'm good at remembering these things. I'm going to just have a drink of water because I'm thirsty. But welcome to the stream, new peoples. If you're an RPG nerd, you love lore heavy things, and you like putting a story together and creating awesome, unique characters, then this is a stream for you. So you might have seen the website, folks. I'll do the project command again. And I also am uploading videos on my YouTube channel more regularly now as well. I have the VODs of all the streams back from the very first one. So if you are curious and want to see what things were like so long ago, then just have a peek at some of the VODs. But I'm also uploading lore videos, which I narrate. I'm uploading the story so far, and I'm uploading sneak peeks and stuff of the game. So I'm going to just give a command for one of the YouTube videos. That's probably the one you'd want to watch most, because that tells you everything that's happened so far. Because we're still pretty early on in this, we're on episode 1, and we're working on the second main quest now. There's not too much to catch up on at this point, so Yay. But eventually there will be a lot for people to catch up on the more we do this, so that's why I'm going to be doing the story sci-fi series. So when there's a bit of news story, I'll be doing a second video with the story again, because that shortly I'll be doing that. We're due for a new one in very soon, so I'm excited to do the next one. You are the streamer for me. I learn and just enjoy watching. Yay, thank you, Kia. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. I'm glad that this sort of stream has some appeal to people, because it is pretty niche, pretty unique. It's not even just making an RPG that really makes it unique. It's the whole community involvement, really, I'd say. Okay, so we've had someone new in the stream. Billy, thank you. Thank you for joining the Discord. I always say hi because I'm super nice. So I think we should close our poll now. I think we're at a point that we should probably close it. So I hope you got your votes in. I see there's a few more there, but it does look like beige, which is this colour here, has won. I think they were all good, like Kia said. I think it was Kia that said. You know, it's not overall. It doesn't really matter which one wins. It's just a personal preference, and all the colours are very similar. So it's not like it would have drastically changed the game, whatever won this poll. But it was a fun poll. And any excuse to do a poll, I like to put it up sometimes, just because it's a time where people can have their say on things. So I am going to delete that now. I'm going to take a screenshot and I'm going to put it on Paint and save the image, because what I do, guys, is whenever we've had a new poll, I pop it up on the website now. There's a poll section on our website. Every single poll that we have will be archived on there. And it's only viewable on desktop because honestly it's going to be quite time consuming to get all the pages working on mobile, so I'm kind of putting that aside right now. But I do want to have probably at least put them somewhere, like a link, a big link section of everything for people that don't have desktops. So who doesn't have a desktop, really? I mean, anyone who's hanging out here is a gamer, really. So most of you, I'd say, would have a desktop computer. If you don't have a desktop, you can't play Raindrop Chronicles anyway, because that's what it's going to be on. It's a PC game. Okay, so if you voted now, it's too late. So that's it now. The votes are in. I'm going to delete the poll now, actually, because delete. I was like, where's the delete then? But yeah, what I'm thinking of doing anyway is probably using this channel to just list every link for all. We've already got all the character sheets here, but we can always do it for the polls as well, and anything else that people want to get quick access to if they're not on their desktop computer. But even on mobile, the website does work. You just can't see all the stuff, like all. You can only see the main bit, the information. Okay. So I'm going to say this poll. We don't want to lose it because it's important. And I'll get those new, because we've had 2 new polls this week, so I'll get those polls put up on the website probably over the weekend. And I'm going to at least be doing 2 character sheets hopefully this weekend, 2 new characters. Because we definitely need to get through that pile of characters, that's for sure. Okay, so did I delete it? I didn't delete the images. I own my own battle axe. I'm that great. That does sound quite badass. Okay, folks, so right, so now that we closed the poll, that means beige won. We saw that B won, which was beige. So we have to just change the colour to beige, which isn't really a long job. And other than that, we've now finished the mapping stuff. The farm is at a state where I'm okay with it. I mean, between now and episode 1's release, who knows, there might be a little bit of tidying up or a little bit of alteration if I feel like doing that. But it's at a state now that I think, yeah, it's passable and it looks fine. So no more mapping for now. And I did do the wagon interior yesterday, so I can show you that now, because that was one thing we hadn't done. We'd done the exterior, which is the farm outside the wagon, but we hadn't done inside the wagon. So I'll show you that now. And I sorted out some of the nighttime colours as well, because it was a little bit off, a bit blue in colour and a little bit dark. I think it looks a bit better now. Okay. So we're back to cutscene making now. We're gonna basically, now we've done all the mapping, once we finish the wagon colour, we're gonna start tidying up the cutscene where all this takes place. And what I was thinking of doing as well, once the cutscene's done, or mostly done, was make a cutscene channel on the Discord, a bit like how we have you can see here we've got a dialogue discussion, a skill discussion channel. I was thinking of doing a cutscene discussion channel as well, because what I was going to do was record the test play of the cutscene today on stream. Once I'm happy with how the cutscene is, probably it'll be towards the end of the stream, and then pop it in the channel and be like, okay guys, so this is the cutscene. Let us know what you think, if you got any feedback, if you have any ideas how to finish the cutscene, because there's one thing, the finalising of the cutscene that I'm actually wondering about, but I have some ideas for that, but I'm totally interested in ideas that you guys might have too. But I'll post all that, I'll get all the text written up and the video posted for that when it's all ready to post, because I'd rather do that than just be like, okay, it's done and you guys don't get to ever see it, sort of thing. I think it'll be nice to at least have it there for you to watch, and for you guys to be like, actually, you know, maybe do that, or just to get some feedback on the cutscene, because you never know, some people might have some cool ideas that I haven't considered. I mean, if someone comes up with something too overly ambitious and it would change how the whole cutscene works, then probably wouldn't be able to do that. But, you know, if it's something little, like a slight change of dialogue, or the character movement, or something, you know, that could just improve it just a touch, then, you know, I think it's worth doing that, because that's what we do for dialogue discussion. And that's worked quite well from time to time. Like, I've posted the first drafts of our dialogues in here, and people have sometimes had some cool feedback that's helped. And same for the skill discussion as well. So, okay, so RPG Maker, let's get it up. Top 30. Oh my gosh, an Idiot Storm Fantasia. And Fantasia's going to need to keep an eye on the Twitter soon, because Fantasia's character sheet is the next one to be done. So, next one. Rose Andy Cake, how are you doing? I'll be tagging you Fantasia anyway once it's done, and you'll see it. How's it going, Andy Cake? Is your computer all okay? Your PC? I remember you was talking about that last stream. Okay, so folks, when we first see the wagon, it's here on this scene, and then we see it again here later. So we'll do a test play and you'll see how it all plays out very soon. This is the inside of the wagon now I've edited it. It just looks a little bit better. I mean, there's not much you can do with a wagon anyway because they're pretty basic. But I found some nicer wood floor and I kind of put the canvas bit just looks more like how the wagon should look. So I think it's an improvement to what it was before, and the colour scheme is nicer as well. But all we do need to do is change the wagon colour to that beige now. So should open it in Photoshop, and once I've done that, once I've changed the wagon colour, I'm gonna do a test play of the cutscene, probably with sound on, and just tidy it up, spend the stream doing what we haven't done in the cutscene, and then once it's ready, I'm going to record it and post it in the Discord, and it'll be open for feedback at that point. And then hopefully by tomorrow's stream we'll have had some stuff said about it. I mean, it's totally okay if nobody's got feedback and everyone's like, that's cool, then that's great, because then everything's fine and dandy. But I'd like to just put it in there to give you guys the option to peek at it. Well, it was supposed to deliver yesterday, but then they rescheduled because they were sold or something, so I had to order from another place. Oh no, so you still haven't got it? Damn it. Well, it better come soon. You could add a couple crates or sacks to the inside of the wagon, but you're right, not much you can do. Maybe a random rope on the wood base. Yeah, that was the one thing I was thinking. And if we was going to put it somewhere, it would have to be these 3 squares, or like you say, somewhere here on the canvas, because all these barrels at some point move into these other squares. Carol moves up here, and Meryl is like down here, Oliver's there, and Hank comes down here as well. So these are the only 3 squares that are 100% not taken up or stepped on at any time. So there's always an option to do that, and I think we totally could, as long as it doesn't stand out too much and detract from the scene or anything. But yes, a rope sounds like a cool idea. I guess it's just thinking, would it look weird if it was in that corner? Maybe it should be, like you say, hanging from... Could be, it could be there, or we could have it hanging maybe. If it looked good. Hi Giggles. Hi Warrior. Hi Giggles. I'm trying to decide if I prefer calling you Warrior or Giggles, because I like both. Depends if you're home. Deliver it to your door. Well, hopefully you get it then. Maybe something to hint that, hey, we at least have tools to repair something if it breaks, kind of thing. Yeah, that's a point too. So I'm gonna just actually, have we got tile sets? Because I think there's a tile set that I saved that has a lot of stuff that could be appropriate to have on the wagon. And I've got a bazillion tile sets here, so I'm having to go through them all and find which one is. Okay, one sec. Not that one. Okay, so there's a couple of tiles here. Right. With a load of junk on them. So let's get Photoshop up. These ones are already on the boxes, and I'm kind of not sure I want a box on in this wagon because we've already got Woody and some other barrels, and I think having an actual full-on box might distract from the other characters. So if I was going to have something, I'd want it to be something subtle or small, like a rope on its own. I think we've got, I mean, we could always just delete the box behind it, but I do think there are some tiles that have a rope on its own as well. Like here. And here as well. So there's a few, and those things won't be too hard to add to our wagon once we know which one we want to use. And I guess it depends what the preference would be. Would it be cool in the corner, or would it be cool having it hanging from this wood here? I think it could be cool to have it hanging from the wood, just because it'll be out the way there and it's not just plopped on the ground. But maybe you guys think differently. Alright, so I am going to change the colour of the card now, simply because that is an important job. So here we go. Now, this, we got quite a few cart assets actually, because I'll go through why in a minute. Some of you might know if you was here during the cutscene streams a couple of weeks back before we did the mapping. See, these are, we've got like a bazillion of them. Well, nah, not a bazillion, 8 more like. But why we've got lots is because in the second part of the cutscene we have Rose here climbing on the cart, and I've had to do lots of different cart assets to pull that animation off, because animation isn't the most simple in RPG Maker, so we had to do it this way. So we have, let's get it zoomed in. So yeah, she's like stepping on the cart. She jumps on it in the cutscene and then walks up, jumps down, and in the last one you only see a bit of her head to give the impression that she's jumped down on top of the hijacker. And then he bleeds. Blood splashes on the floor a little bit, and we'll probably have a sound effect scream or something. So we'll have to change all those cart colours, but it'll be easy. It's fine. We've also got Oliver here on one of them because he peeks out at the start of the cutscene. But all we need to do is change them all from white to beige and save them, and then they'll just be all beige in the RPG Maker. So it'll be easy enough. All I'm going to do is copy the white bit, change the colour, which is a 5-second job, and then just copy it to every single frame that we've got here on all of them. Okay, so there was one thing I thought I wanted to remind myself that we had to do. Oh yeah, it was checking the cutscene descriptions again on Draw.io, but I'll get those up after, once we've coloured it in. Are you ready to level up? Yay, one more hyper. And I'm not even the max rank yet on this stream. I still need 3,568 raindrops to level up into a Leviathan from a tsunami. Not even the streamer is the highest rank here. How crazy is that? You did it! Yay, well done! Exciting times. I always think if you can get into the top 20, if anyone here is in the top 20, they've done really well, because it's not easy to do that. Okay, so is this number cart 1? Okay, I think I have the assets actually saved. So instead of recolouring it, what I am going to do is open our PSD file that we was working on yesterday. We have the wagons here. So this is the white one. That's the beige one there. So that's the one that won the poll, guys. That's what we're going for. And is it the same colour as... It's slightly different to the canvas in the wagon, but we can just adjust that. It won't be too difficult to do. Okay, so got lots of tabs open at the moment. There we go. So just make sure they're all aligned, because the alignment is a little bit different in the middle one because it gives the impression of the cart bouncing. Oh, I've noticed something as well. Because of the slight asset edits there, the colour hasn't reached this one, so we'll have to make a slight adjustment. But all the other frames are a literal copy and paste of these three, so we won't have to edit it anymore. Yeah, I'm not going to be 100% accurate because I had a bit of a mess around with some of these frames when doing the different cart animations, but it doesn't matter. Just a few slight pixel things like that being a little bit higher, but as long as it don't look like crap, that's the main thing. Okay, that's the same now, so I think that just needs to be a bit lower. Good afternoon, Raz. Hi, Shirk. Hi, welcome back to the stream. How are you doing today? Thanks for stopping by again. We had a winner on our favourite wagon colour poll that was put up yesterday, so I hope everybody got to have a vote because beige won. So if you didn't like beige, that's too bad because it won. Right, so the colours are all fine now, so all we have to do is I'm going to merge those together, those layers, so we can do it quicker on the other frames. Looks quite nice actually. I did actually not mind the white one, but I think this one's nice as well. I liked all the colours, that's why I put them up. Oh dear, so we don't want Right, so we have a bit of an issue here with Rose, because one thing I did do was I flattened her, didn't I? No, I didn't. I'm too smart for that. I was going to say, put her to the top. There we go. So now we don't have to do any severe editing, because luckily I didn't flatten Rose on that white card. It wouldn't have been that difficult to adjust, but it just saves a bit of time that it wasn't flattened. So unfortunately though, this isn't the only image we have to put them all on. There's 8, so it's going to take about 10 minutes or so to get these done, but it's worth it. So we have a pretty beige cart. But one thing I did want to do as well before I save that image, I wanted to, where's Oliver? I was thinking of like putting him back in and readjusting the gradient actually, because it was a bit strong on him, that gradient was. Especially at night time, because it practically makes him look like a shadow. But we'll leave it for now and just see how it looks when we do a test play again. Okay, so everything's in place, I think. Let me just actually merge those layers, because then it'll be much quicker to get them on the others. Just double checking that they're all in line, because we don't want to... Yeah, they're all fine. Hi Julian, and hi Harcurious. How you guys doing today? Poor Ollie, I know. He's cute. He's gonna... my goal is to make him everybody's favourite precious character. That's what I have to do. He's got to be a precious thing. Okay, so... what one's... yeah. Okay, so this can get saved. This is the PSD, so save that. Now, cart 1. So, the only problem is, like I said, Rose will be flattened on all the PSDs, so I might have to... that matching might be an issue, but it's fine. I think it'll be fine. I've got a way around that. We'll just... figure it out. It just might take a bit of extra time. So Rose isn't on that one. She's on a few of the others. I am very sad today. Oh no, Julian. I hope you feel okay soon. And that sad red, the 13th emo, is heartbreaking. Breaks my little heart seeing Anarchy like that. Working from home, not very productive. Yeah, it can be a challenge, can't it? To stay productive when you're working from home. Okay, so that's fine. Cart 1 is done. Okay, so this is when Rose appears, which is later in the cutscene, but what we could just do is make sure she's selected. I think we might need a larger selection thing though. Just got to make sure it's not grabbing anything else. That's better. We've got to make sure contiguous. Is that it? That's ticked. Otherwise it'll grab everything else. Okay, is that... I think that's grabbing the whole cart though, which we don't want. This is actually a little bit tricky. And it's not impossible because I could just redo... I've got the PSD file and I could just redo all the rows positionings on there, but is that going to save more time doing it that way though? Are they all there? I'm not sure it will. Motsy, thank you for the host. How are you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, that's better, Julian. Give Nanny Key a kiss. So how long have you been a vampire? My whole life. My whole life. I was born one. Or do you mean in the game? If you mean Rose in the game, it's a different answer. She wasn't always a vampire. And she's a very different vampire to me, this Rose is. She's feral, I'm not feral. But maybe I am. Magnetic lasso works well for this kind of thing. Oh, does it? I've never used the magnetic lasso before, I'm going to be honest. It seems like you have to be super precise with it, so I get scared by it. Oh, wow. Because if I do it super fast, I'm not accurate, as you can see. So it's like, seems like it's one of those things you have to be super, like, precise with. Maybe it just need a bit of messing about with. I'm always just used to the magic wand, in all honesty. I always just like to use that. If it does do its job, that is. So we just need to... This is the PSD, so I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do it this way. I've got so many tabs open right now that I'm losing track of what's what. If I can get the exact sample size and tolerance that I need, I can do this efficiently then. Just finding the right one. Does that it? There we go. I think that, is that done it? Has that grabbed all of it though? No, there's a bit of red it didn't grab. I think that's done it though. No, it hasn't grabbed her black bit on the sprite. But right, grab most of her. Maybe not on this scale, yeah. The things like tools, that they've all got their uses, I suppose, and everybody's different with what they are comfortable or what they find easier to use as well, I suppose. Also, could magic wand the chart, then lasso around the rows and invert selection. Yeah, I'm sort of just trying to do that, I think, but maybe not the last bit, just the magic wand bit to get rid of the cart. But I don't want to make this a huge job, if you know what I mean. I want it to be something we can get done early on in the stream, because we got stuff to do today. I'm trying to work out why it's not grabbing the black bits. There we go. It does when it's on point sample. So that's like worked. But we got to do it for all the others. And there's quite a few. So... Secret Technology, thank you for the follow. How are you doing? And where's the vampire teeth? I've got vampire teeth. I'm self-conscious about them, actually. when I have like fangs, just natural, not fake. They're actually my real teeth. Some people do have fangs, and that is one reason why I am a vampire. One of many reasons. Okay, put this tolerance up. I think I should probably keep it on point sample maybe. But it takes a while to select everything that way though, that's the thing. I struggle to tell sometimes what's selected and what isn't with this magic wand business. I'd like more clear indication. And now I've accidentally deleted the cart. In all honesty, it's easier to just do it this way. This is going to be a but. But really, it has to be done because I can't really proceed with any of the cutscene work until it is done because we'll still have a white cart. And I want my beige one now. I like the fangs, yay! Well, I've embraced my fangs, so I like them too. Right, so I'm going to just have a mess around and see if we can figure out this nonsense a bit easier. It's simply not selecting certain bits, and it's because of the sample size I've got, I think. It only really works on point sample the best, I've noticed, but yeah, the problem with that is just it takes forever to select everything. But maybe I'm just being impatient. Let's have a bit of patience, guys, today. Once this is done, we'll be happy. So it's fine. Keep accidentally deleting the wrong layer though, and it's getting silly. Keep accidentally deleting the rose layer instead of the cart one. There we go. I think that one's fine now. No, it isn't. Her nose. Is that how her nose was meant to be? I think it actually was. No, it isn't. That is not right. Her nose is not meant to be chopped off like that. There we go. Must have accidentally deleted that pixel. I think using lasso tool with shift is your best bet for this kind of thing. The lasso tool, my worst enemy. My worst enemy. Like, you have to do that, and I don't like having to be precise with my hands because I'm not good at that. It's just what maybe you guys are, but I'm not. So yeah, maybe you know an easy way. And sometimes watching this, I get it can be frustrating, especially if there's an easy way to do things in Photoshop. But I'm one who kind of purposely does things a slow way. Trust me, I can't use a lasso tool. Anything that involves precise outlining of something, I just make a mess of it. So I'm doing things my way. And that's that. As frustrating as it is. I just like the magic wand more if it gave me a clearer indication of what's selected and what isn't, because I find the outline can be quite, it doesn't really stand out much. Maybe I'm blind. So it did the job there, but like there's some missed pixels sometimes because of being a bit unclear what's selected and what isn't. But unfortunately, this isn't the only one, the only cart sheet we have to do. That's just one of many. But I'm just thinking, is there a quicker way we can go about this? The positioning changes every time we rose, so it's not like we can just copy and paste that. So save this now. Cart 2 is done. But I think as we do it, the more I do this, the easier it'll get. So it's good. I'm gonna have to get rid of some of these though, because there's far too many tabs open right now. So everything's positioned. Because unfortunately, I don't know if I do with the PSD file of rows in all the different positions. I have her in that position and I've got her there. I do have all rows as different positions here, but oh, I thought she was attached to the cart, but she's not. I might do it this way instead then. Okay, let's just get everything back. So we've got the carts here. Have we? Oh, that's our collar. Let's put that on the bottom layer. Yeah, I didn't realise this, but all Rose's different positionings are actually here on this PSD file. I knew they were there, but I thought that the cart was attached to them, so I thought it wouldn't really help us. But they're actually not. The cart actually isn't attached. That means we can literally just resave all the images this way instead. So that's good. This is much easier than having to do lasso tool. I knew that I did that for a reason, and it was probably because I thought maybe we will edit the cart in the future. So that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that, yeah, I knew that should be the first one. So that's the first one, that's the second one. So let's move that one down. So that should be cart 2. I'm actually gonna get rid of all these extra PNGs that we don't need. I am very relieved right now, because if I had to do it that way, it would have probably taken a good chunk of the stream time. And we don't want that, because we have lots of cool testing, cutscene making things to do today. Okay, so cart 2 saved. This is the third one. Oh my goodness, so much easier now. Always, I mean, you guys probably know this because I know you're all super smart, but always have a PSD file of every single layer and keep it forever. For every single file that you know you might edit in the future. It will save your life. It's saved mine now. Okay, so I'm saving these. I'm just going to make these thumbnails a bit bigger actually, so I can make sure I'm saving them properly. So that's cart 5. Not sure if I saved but yeah, I even made a special Rose crouching animation with an angry face for this scene. And it's only like on the screen for like 2 seconds before the cart's gone. But I just like doing that extra detail, those extra touches. It adds so much in my opinion, and if I just left her as a normal, if I did it the easy way. So that's 6. Oh no, I accidentally pressed cancel. So after this there's just 7 and 8, and I don't even think Rose is on them ones. Well, she is, but she's off the cart. She's jumping. Now this is the last one. Yay! I am so relieved that that was a quick fix now. So I'm gonna resave that PSD file. I mean, I have a feeling. Oh, why is the white one there? Did I save that like that on all of them? Let me check. No, I didn't. Yeah, that's good then. There's no white one. There we go. So that's fine. Save that PSD file. We'll hide the wagon on here because we don't want the wagon on this parallax map. it'll be a separate character sheet. Okay, so we can do a play test now we've done that, to make sure the wagon's looking good and it's the right colour. But first of all, let me just copy and paste one of these wagons. Much visible. And we'll open the tile set for our interior, which I did off stream last night. I literally used Panda Maru's tiles and made my own from it. I just grabbed that one, added my own little opening, and then made it more rounded and larger rather than the triangle one, because I wanted to make it look like the shape of our cart here, you see. So keeping it as the triangle wouldn't have looked right visually. So all I have to do really, I want to just make sure the beige is as close as possible to the colour of the beige of our cart. And like, I wouldn't necessarily have to be super accurate here, because the scene is at night time and there's been discussion of us for flashbacks potentially having a different colour palette to show it's a flashback, but that's something I want to do a poll for, because I don't really know what's the best direction to take that. Some of you might just prefer it to stay full colour as a flashback, but others might actually prefer it being black and white or sepia. So what I'm probably going to do there, I was going to put that poll today, but instead of putting it up today, I'm going to actually get the cutscene done first. Get the cutscene posted in the cutscene channel in Discord, so you guys have the option to give feedback, and then once that's all done, I'll actually put a colour over it and show how it looks in different colour palettes, and probably put a poll up then saying what do you guys prefer. So it's more likely going to be later in the week that we do that, maybe tomorrow, but we'll see, because we'll probably be working on some of this cutscene stuff throughout the rest of this week, but I think for sure we could also move on to doing the fruit dialogue, because there's not going to be much left to do here. Now I'm like 95% done with the cutscene once I've done these little things. There's just like a few extra touches, and I think that could easily be done today, and if not during this stream, then definitely before tomorrow's stream. But all going well, we might be able to do a video recording and might get it posted today in the Discord. Okay, so I think I've selected everything here. Let me just make sure. Alright, I think I have. I don't want to even miss a pixel out. Okay, so I'm gonna... So selective colour, and actually, so I can know it's very accurate, I'm going to just put it over the top. But it's very close, really. There's not a lot of difference, but I think just a slight difference. I think just lightening it a bit there helped. It felt a bit darker and duller before, so I think that is even closer to the colour now. I like how the wood that we've got here actually matches with the wood we've got here for the wheels, so it definitely looks like it's the same cart. Okay, I think I'm cool with that. And when it's in the cutscene, it will have a black background. So is it all looking smooth? I'm not sure actually. So since changing the colour, the edges have got a bit rough. So there we go. Okay, so I think we could do a test pack. It's funny because I found a much quicker way of changing. You know, I don't have to shut down RPG Maker anymore when I've updated an image. I used to always just shut it down, but you can literally just click a map and click back on the previous one to change the images. Much easier. But yeah, one set, because I did shut down some of those other tile sets when I had the cart ones open. So let's see what it looks like if we do add a rope, just as a quick thing. Let me find that. There was one in particular, one asset I was looking at. This one, I think. Let me get it. Let's open Photoshop again. This one. It might look weird, but who knows, it might work. That. I mean, look, there's metal bits on this cart, so it doesn't look too out of place that would be there. I think the colours are fine as well. So I'm just going to save that again. I'm going to keep it open as a PSD though, just in case it looks weird and we decide we want to get rid of it or change it. Because it looks a lot different at night time compared to how it looks on here. All that time I spent shutting down RPG Maker when I could just click on another map and then that back again. I kind of like it actually that there's a rope. Honestly, it looks so much better than it used to. The wagon. Okay, so everything's fine. Our testing screens have also got the right maps in there now. So I think we're ready to do a test play actually. But all the scenes are very separated at the moment because we didn't want to have to keep going through long dialogue scenes to test the hijacking. So they're actually all separated, and we're going to need to merge them in one at some point. But I want to make sure the cutscene's done before we do that, because we don't want to have to go through 5 minutes of dialogue just to test the cutscene. Is there I swear there was one other thing I wanted to do before the test play. I'm going to do it without sound for now. We'll do a test play, but we'll start with a no sound one because I want to test it visually first. And once I'm happy with the visuals, we can mute the background music and actually have the sound in game as well. But we've currently got the the sound, so let me just mute it because there's going to be a clash otherwise. So here we go. Right, so if I go up here, it'll take us to a scene with Carol and Rose and the hero. This is the first scene that happens first, before the flashback even begins. But we did that a while back. We did that one before Christmas. Well, it might have been just after Christmas. I can't remember now. But that's the very first scene. And then the next scene we have is this one. This is when the flashback actually begins. And you know what I mean about Oliver? He looks so dark because of how it's night time, so I might have to alter that gradient so he's not as dark. One thing I also did Carol from the side. She looks quite freaky like that, but we need to definitely do the side animation, well, the side views of them, because there was no face there before. So that's one thing we have to do as well. So other than having to do their side views, this part of the scene is actually mostly done. There's nothing else to change, unless of course when I post the cutscene you guys have any feedback and suggestions, of course, but it's definitely at an okay stage to say it's done. There's no like glaring bugs or weird errors. So I'm going to actually get rid of this test by a sec if it'll let me. There we go. And test the actual hijacking bit as well. But we do need to fix some of Oliver's gradient. Oh no, this is that again. Maybe the nighttime's still a touch too dark. Might just make it lighter by a touch. So this is the actual hijacking part, and it's muted so you won't be able to hear the sounds, but you'll see the animations. So they look at Woody's face. That's my favourite bit. So that's where we've left off, and whether Hay come back here is the actual dialogue we end up having for Carol, I don't know. This is why I want to put it in the cutscene feedback Discord channel to see what peeps think. And that's where it ends, and I kind of want to ask what should happen to Carol after that point. Should it just end, the flashback at that point, or should we have a little bit more? Because I have some ideas for other little things that could be added, just small things before the flashback ends, and that's something I'll mention in the cutscene channel as well. But of course, if nobody has anything, then I'll just assume that it's all fine, and we'll just say the cutscene's 100% done, and then move on to other stuff like the fruits. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, because there's a few little visual things to do, is test how it looks if it's not as dark. Just make it a touch lighter. It might look too light, but we'll see. So if we have it on minus, so we'll see how that looks in comparison to how it did before. because I keep doing that scene instead. I think it's that one. No, that's the hijacking. It looks like there's absolutely no difference. I think what I accidentally did, you know, was I changed the wrong scene. I did the inside of the wagon instead. So let me just put that to what it was before. Yeah, it's meant to be this one that I should have changed. So I've tinted it to 85, the tint. And that's actually the same as how it is on the cart. But I remember thinking it looked a bit light outside like that, so that's why I made it a bit darker. I mean, you know, it's not super dark, but it might be better not to have it being pitch black. Let's look at that again. As long as you can tell it's night time, that's the main thing. But what I am going to do is any like questions I have got, I'll put them all in the cutscene discussion channel anyway. So let's have a look at that again. His gradient doesn't look as bad there either. Yeah, you can see Oliver popping out, so it's not too bad. Right, so we'll also have to see how it looks. When Carol's knocked out as well. I'm hungry already, folks, but I don't think I've got any milk, any almond or coconut milk today. I think I finished the last of it off. Uh-oh, no food. Hey, not the night lights are working now as well. The reason they weren't working last time was because it was on scroll. It was on vertical scroll on the other map, so the events were actually going up with the scroll. It was weird. So unfortunately, I had to not show the lights on the vertical scroll map, but at least we can see them on this one. But I kind of want there to be, it's lacking something actually. One thing I did do, where is the map? Where's our flashback map on Photoshop? Here we go, it's here. I was experimenting with light, you know, coming off the lamp, and I think maybe there's a plugin to do an effect like that, but it could be a little bit messy. I try not to overdo it with plugins if I can, and only use them when necessary. So I'm tempted to just simply add these to the maps. Because I added it to the first one, but maybe I should add it to the second one as well, because it'll look quite nice. You don't even see them on this first map, you see, but can see them on the second one when Carol's there. And this is actually a good way of solving the vertical scroll problem, but, you know, the cart moves quite slowly on the first map, and I like it like that because it's just going at a nice pace. When the hijacking's happened, it speeds off though then, because obviously there's a hijacking, so it would. Right, so this is farm 2 PSD. So we just need 2. And yeah, when it's daytime, obviously we won't want the lights there. That's the thing. So that's fine. We'll think about that when the time comes, because we're not even here as a player yet, so there's no need to be thinking ahead like that at this point. So there they are, lights on. And so we need the layer effect for that. Oh, there it is. I wondered where it was. So that'll have to go underneath the lights though. Okay, so that's saved now. Cross that off. And we'll cross off farm 1 as well, because I don't think we're going to need that today. But that's going to be something we're going to need now. So farm 2 also has the lights on. But we'll think more about switches and that for the lights and things when we come here as players. It's a bit premature for that right now. Is there anything else? Something else, I think. Oh, yes. Need to get rid of the lights, the event lights now. I would put them on the map. So that'll look nice when Carol's fallen out of the car. I think I want to test how that looks. Was there something else to test? I think there might have been something else. We'll just do a test play to remind myself what I need to change. And then yeah, we're coming towards the end. I should be able to do a whole video. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide my cam and record a test play of me not there without the background music and with the sound on, because I do believe you can record in OBS when you're streaming, when you're live. I've never done it before, but should work fine. We'll see. I've got no snacks in my room either. I'm gonna have to raid the cupboard soon. Okay, forgot which way it was. Yeah, straight on for the hijacking test. This is exciting though that this is nearly finished, because I always get excited when one bit's finished and we're about to move on to another. Okay, so that is cool. So I think the only other thing that I wanted to do one sec, folks. Yeah, the only other thing I wanted to do was the side views of the barrels, because I felt that that was one thing lacking. But there was also something small with Oliver and him stepping as well. Maybe do that first. So inside wagon. Oh no, it's this one. At the moment, Oliver takes a giant step towards Carol, like a whole tile, because that's how it is by default in RPG Maker, but it looks really weird because it's such a small character to be stepping the whole tile. So luckily I did find a plugin that allows you to move in half tiles, which is really nice. It worked really well for the whole barrel roll scene with Carol. So we could easily do the same with Oliver. This is when he moves, I think. No, that's it. Then one move right. So how did we do the rolling bit with Carol? Let's this is on this one, so I'm gonna have to remind myself of what the setup is. So it's a script. So let's copy that script. I think that's all we need. And we can delete move right then. We no longer will need that. So I think the first number is for the event number. And that's, no, that's not it. It's for the coordinates. So it would be 1, 7. So it'll be 1.65 then, probably, if we're doing a half tile. And it's already on that, actually, weirdly enough. I think 8 means, I think that means face, but face down. We want him to face right, so I'm trying to remember what the numbers are. It's 2 for face up, 4 for left, and yeah, 6 for right. So that should work. If we delete move right now, he should only move half steps, but I like him to move again. I like him to actually move. So let's put a small weight there. 5 frames might be too much. So we'll try. We'll see what it's like with 5 frames first, and if it is too much, we'll put it down to 1 frame. But that should make him, like, instead of taking one giant big like walking step towards Carol, he'll take 2 2 half steps to it, and it'll just suit his character more to move smaller steps rather than larger ones. Hey, I'm back. Welcome back, Chub. Welcome back. I'm gonna have to have a BRB very soon, probably now, actually, just a 2-minute one, because I need to get a snack. I am absolutely famished. My tummy started to rumble already. It's crazy. Just had lunch. What's wrong with me? Why am I like constantly hungry? I got distracted by Final Fantasy 14 and Disney Plus. Oh my goodness. I've unsubbed from 14 now because it can get a bit pricey to consistently play it. I usually sub in spurts. But tell us what you think about it, Chub. Tell us how you're enjoying it. I'm going to be back in a minute and I'll read what you've said, chat, when I get back. Oops, wrong screen. I won't be long. Hello, I am back. I'm back. I said I wouldn't be long, didn't I? I'm enjoying it. Oh, that's good. What job are you playing as? And how far are you through it? I'm very curious. Because I really like that game. Oh, you're an archer. Oh, that's cool. I've leveled Bard to 80. I like that one. You just kill different. Things get so much better though. You're like very early on, and although I had lots of fun early on, the game itself just gets better and better as it goes on, that's for sure. Hope you enjoy it, Chirp. Okay, so where were we? Oh yeah, let's do a test play and see if Oliver's taking a smaller step towards Carol now. He's definitely cuter if he takes smaller steps rather than a big one. It's my job to make him cute. Yeah, we still got volume all muted and that. You got a mentor helping you through. Oh, cool. Are they a friend or are they random? That's nice. Oh no, wrong scene. Because yeah, as I said earlier in the stream, we've split this scene into two at the moment. We've got part 1, which is the dialogue, and we've got part 2, which is the hijacking. So just so we can test each of them quicker, that's why I've split them. But I'm going to have to merge them and put them together today, because if we can get this cutscene done and put on the Discord for you guys to watch and give feedback on, we need to do that today as well. Dark Knight Studio, thank you for that host. How are you doing? Thank you very much. How was your stream? Let's give Dark Knight Studio a shout out. Factorio. Ooh, I've heard that's a really organised, addictive game. Sounds fun. I've gone on the wrong blooming scene again. I keep going there and I'm meant to be testing the other scene, not that one. There we go. Hey, it's there again. You know what it is? It's a lot harder to be precise with my movements now because I downloaded a plugin that lets you move pixel by pixels rather than by tiles, and it's just a lot more natural and I like it a lot more. But it can be harder to know which tile you're actually walking on. There we go. And this is what we're testing. We're testing Oliver's walking in a minute. Okay, so he did it wrong. Don't know what happened there, but he did a weird jump, that's for sure. I'm gonna have to watch that one again because I didn't even know what was happening there. I think we might need more of a wait in between the walking, we'll see. But there's some weird error with it. It was fun, thanks. Yes, it can be addictive. Yeah, I'm glad it was fun. I appreciate you, that host. Thanks for choosing me. Yeah, let's have a look what's happening there. And once we've fixed this with Ollie, we're gonna just do the side views of the barrels. I hope that we can make them look good and not creepy, because we've only done their faces from the front at the moment, and I think it'll add a lot if we do them from the side too, if we can pull it off. And that is like the last job then. The cutscene is basically done other than that, apart from the very end. Finishing the cutscene and closing it up is one thing that needs to still be done, but I kind of want community ideas for that one, and that's why I'm going to post the cutscene in the Discord. I'm going to make a special channel for it and leave it open overnight, and we'll revisit it tomorrow's stream and see if anyone's had any ideas. And I've got like a couple of ideas, so if nobody has any, then we'll go with mine. So we'll see. You're welcome. Yeah, that's a cute emote. Is that Squirtle? It's cute. I was saying yesterday that any animal emote is cute, to be honest. And I love them all. Right, so this is what we're trying to do. So at the moment, I think I know what I've done wrong, actually. 165 is actually that square there, the halfway point between these two, and that's why it looks like he's jumping. So what I should have done was put 0.5 and 7. I got the wrong coordinates there, my bad. So that should be the right one now. It was just that first one. Got them wrong, but he should be walking properly now. We'll do a test. You love Digimon. Are you more of a Digimon boy than a Pokemon boy then, Chub? I'm a Pokemon girl. And I've not really even played Pokemon other than Yellow. But I'm still more Pokemon than Digimon. More cute emotes for you, thank you. They're absolutely adorable. You know which one my favourite is? Out of all those. It's hard to pick, but the one where he's got his paw up. That one. It's that isn't it? And I also really like the one after that where he's doing that. Where he's like, ooh, ooh. That's a cute one as well. All I know is Ditto is the worst. You're saying that because Ditto's my favourite. You know that Ditto's my favourite and you're just saying that because he's mine. I bet you don't know who my second favourite Pokemon is though. Look at that bunny. That's a cute one too. Okay. Is that the one? I always keep forgetting what scene. Yeah, where it is. Okay, so he's walking okay. I think the 5 frames might be a bit much, and it's probably cool if the dialogue doesn't happen until he's finished walking. We'll see. So we'll put a wait for completion on that movement route, and we'll change that to 2 frames maybe, rather than 5. Maybe that'll look cool. Eevee, I'm indifferent about Eevee. I wouldn't say I dislike Eevee, but I'm not obsessed with Eevee either. But I can understand why people think that Eevee's cute. You thought that was my second favourite? Well, I'm not going to say, because then you'll say that they suck. And they don't deserve such comments aimed at them. Because they're too cute for that. Yeah, we might not even need the 2 frame wait, actually. Look at that. That's a pixel art emote, isn't it? We need more pixel art emotes on Twitch. I say that because I have pixel art emotes. But my second favourite Pokemon is Slowpoke. Just think it's really adorable, really derpy and silly. And it's a Slowpoke, you know. I can relate to that. I'm a bit of a Slowpoke sometimes. You've said that before. Oh, you like Pikachu? My old one. Yay. Oh, so what would be your starter Pokemon out of the main ones? You know, I mean Yellow, Charmander, Bulbasaur and Squirtle. I know that it would be Squirtle for Dark Knight Studio, just because emote. But maybe I'm wrong. I'm just guessing here. I could be very wrong. Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is cute. In all honesty, I think all 3 of them are cute, but mine's Charmander. But Bulbasaur would probably be second. And that's not that I dislike Squirtle. I still think Squirtle's cute too. Okay, so he does move more slowly now. But one thing I do want to do before recording this cutscene and posting it up on Discord is I want to make sure that graphics are looking good. So Yeah, I think that can be closed now. We've saved that. We'll close that as well. And the cart too. Oh, I'm actually paranoid now that I've saved over something I shouldn't have. Let me just check. Nah, it's all good. Okay. So, Photoshop. Let's get back up. One of the jobs I like to do is to do the side faces of them, because right now before today, before I started doing this, they only have the front face. And it was a real challenge getting them to look decent from the side before. That's why I've delayed it for so long. But I think it's finally time we do it. So we can have a good looking cutscene between the barrels. So I'm going to get all the crew's character sheets up. Because there's a few of them. Woody, not Woody though, because Woody is just rooted to the spot on this scene, so Chubb won't be seeing his man crush today. But Oliver, Oliver we already have a face on the side for, but I did want to do something else with Oliver though, so I'm going to bring him. So Oliver, Meryl, Hank, Elvira, and we've already got Carol up, so there's a few like extra new expressions on these now. You might have spotted them in the cutscene, but everything happens so fast that you might not catch everybody's expressions, especially if you only see it once. But I like putting that extra detail in anyway. Look at Elvira's face. She drops a cigarette. I liked that personally. That's her face when the hijacking happens, and then she like goes into a kind of, she just completely closes off. She's like, oh, just take me away from here, and she closes her eyes. She's not got a cigarette, so she's just finished. She's like, I'm going to sleep now. No, he isn't my man crush. He is my husband. Oh, same thing though, right? Nope, it would be Pikachu. I always go for grass no matter the game. Good choice though. There's a lot of good grass Pokemon out there. So that's Elvira. Hank. Really, he just has sad Hank face and shocked Hank face, and then there's broken Hank. Oh, oopsie. And then we got Meryl. She's really shocked here. It's just so funny. Her face is just so... And... yeah, we've got Oliver with his eyes shut, and we've got him with a shot face as well. And we've got his side views, so he's fine. But one thing I thought we could do with Oliver... was perhaps make his hop a bit bigger, because we have got the room for it. With the barrels, their hops can't be too big because they fill out the tile set quite a lot. So but it could add to the cuteness if he has a bit more of a jump when he walks. Guess I'll say. I'm going to save that then. And if it doesn't work, we can just change it back. So I started Carol's face from the side. And it's not too bad. I honestly think it's going to be very difficult, you know. So we might have to just be happy with that. But literally all it is Carol's eye, this eye, put to the edge, and just the positioning of it is changed. And there's a bit of lip there as well. But I'm just wondering, I think it was fine as it was, but really, yeah, the positioning of that eye was okay. And we can't show much face because the barrels are so wide in width that, you know, the face that you can see from the side isn't meant to be much. I want to see what the others look like if we did their faces from the side though. So Meryl, we might need a bit of Meryl bra as well from the side. And not all the characters' face from the side. For example, Hank doesn't, and Woody doesn't. And we've already got Oliver from the side. He was much easier to do. It's only Carol, Meryl, and Elvira. Actually, Elvira doesn't turn around either, so we might not have to do her right now. But so it's just Carol and Meryl, I think. Hi National, how you doing? I love your question of the day. I have to give you my answer from when I was deeper into RPGs than I am today. The music followed by luring lady characters. The games I refrained from buying even with great reviews had their female characters less prominent than the males and didn't have memorable music in their intros or playable demos. Oh, that's awesome. It's really, really cool to hear everyone's different reasons for why they love RPGs. I gave mine yesterday. If anyone's curious, I can tell you again. But that's a good one. Like, music is like such a big deal. And honestly, a game could be average, but if it's got good music, I'll be wanting to play it just so I can listen to the music. It definitely helps. And yeah, lady characters. I'm trying to think of RPGs that didn't have a good lady cast. Maybe I haven't played many, but I'm the same. I like to see some good lady cast. Maybe that's why I wasn't as obsessed with Final Fantasy 15, because they didn't have any ladies. But 7 was the first Final Fantasy I played, and the first RPG I ever played, and I always remembered liking Tifa. But thank you for your answer, National. 2K spam emails I have on my business email. Oh my goodness, I have so much spam. It's ridiculous. I can feel that pain. Okay, so see how she looks. This is gonna be funny. Did I? Yeah. So I'm gonna probably have to look at Carol again to see about the positioning, because I don't think I've got it in the right position. So the eye, well, the cheek, should I say, the bottom of the cheek and the top of the lip is 29 pixels apparently. So let's see if we can do that the same for Mara and see how it looks. The lips are too high at the moment because I'm trying to keep them in line with what they should be. But Mara actually has a gap between her cheeks and lips. Maybe Carol hasn't. 28, so it needs to be one lower maybe. But it does cover up the bra, the lips. They're the same colour. Are they a bit sticking out? I can't remember how I did it. No. And I think she only has 2 lip lines. Yeah, I think it's just because if I did it too much lip, it looked really weird. You know, it looked like too much. So, because not much is visible from the side anyway, I thought, yeah, it probably look better if there's not too much lip. So we'll do the same thing for Meryl. And just see. It's a challenge though, this is, because it's actually really difficult to do these barrels from the side. Would the old side eye work for looking left and right? What do you mean by side eye? I'm curious now. But yeah, for sure, guys, if you've got any ideas for how to make these characters look even better from the side, feel free to say, because you never know. I remember having some assistance with Meryl's bra at one point, feedback from chat, and it helped a lot. We ended up having a really good bra for Meryl eventually. So I think that's where the lip's meant to go, but it does kind of like, I don't think it's meant to be that high, the bra, because it's kind of going a bit too high. It's meant to, oh, I don't know, it's very hard, the perspective of it all for me to work out. Bit more slanted than the ones there above the one you're working on, or the ones with the mean eyebrows. Oh right, so you mean you think it could be a bit more slanted as in like this? Let me have a look. I might be completely wrong here by what you mean, but do you mean like down a bit the eye, like just 1 pixel shifted like that, for example? That could work if it had a bit of an edit maybe, but it makes sense that it would be slanted because it's not going to be as straight, is it, from that view? So I do get that. So I have actually added an extra pixel of white there because it looked a bit weird with just the one. But is that too, does the eye look too big now? That's the thing. I guess that's the question, because from the side, when you look at these barrels, the faces are so small compared to they're so thick, aren't they? Look at them. They're the definition of thick. Like 3 of their faces could fit on their width, their diameter, or whatever you call it. So for that reason, you know, that makes it a challenge to know exactly what is visible with this side view. But I do think it seems to have worked, moving it down a bit, the eye. So I'm going to just have a mess about that. No Rose Bell. We got a Rose character, Rose the vampire. She's a human vampire. So no, not a rose barrel. Can't afford too many roses. Be crazy. We'll be able to keep up. So maybe that's okay. We'll see. We'll do the same to Carol and see how she looks. So there's still a bit of an edit with Meryl though. It's not far from perfect, but we'll see. It's very, very weird. Like, it's shocking, like how just one slight alteration in pixels can make it look so deformed. Okay. It's tricky with Carol as well because of her eyebrow. But this has been a struggle for a while. This is why I'm only just doing it now, because the thought of doing these barrels from the side has been a nightmare for me. And it's as you can see, it's she looks deformed. My goodness. It's funny because doing Oliver was so easy. Like, look at this character here. Doing him from the side was just so easy because I don't know why it was easier, it just was. His features are just more simple. But the barrels, it's like a different story altogether. It's like, whoa, talk about deformed. Hi Top Bra, how you doing? Hello Raindrop and chat. You've come in on me venting about doing barrel features. Welcome. How are you guys doing? I hope you had a good stream. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for choosing me to bring your community over to. How is your game going? Tell us how things are going with your game. So let's see. Like, if we can get, you know, one of these barrels sorted from the side, then the others will be easier because they all follow the same look. Their eyes, their cheeks, they're all very similar in features. So it's just working out how to pull this off, because it's not as simple as just copying and pasting an eye from the front and sticking it there on the side, because it's meant to be, like you say, slanted national. And with Oliver it was so different. It was easy. It was literally just copy the right eye, stick it there under half of the mouth, done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But something is definitely wrong with Carol when I follow that same process that I did with Oliver. And it's definitely the fact that the barrel looks slanted, like she's definitely meant to be shifted down a pixel, but it just, look how deformed she looks. Do that. It's because her eye's pretty complicated with those brows, right? That's what I reckon. If we delete the brow, let's see what happens then. Because Meryl didn't look as deformed when we did it with her, I don't feel. But we do need to put the brow back. Oh, a fly flew in my face. Venting is good. It is out in 7 days. It's out in 7 days. Oh my goodness. Good luck. That's super exciting. Wow. And hi, the crude castle. Built a castle and give every pleb in the kingdom with a big slate with the mysterious name Top Bra on it. Awesome. Welcome to the stream. Thank you, Mr. Halsey, for the follow as well. I really like the leftmost barrel eye. Oh, which one? I want to make sure that we've got that. I know which one national means. Which one out of the, which one? National Mars. This is me. This is deformed. That first one you can't see because your hair's in the way. It's good at that. That one is what we're trying to work on now without the eyebrow. And that is the original. That is literally just that copied and pasted. But do you mean you like this one? Because I feel that's deformed. So surely not. I think with a bit of work we could do it. But the brow is totally not going. Something's going badly wrong there right now. Little bit of white space really helped. Yay! I hope so. I'm trying my best. Thanks for stream, Top Bra. Gonna wishlist the game. Was making food and just listen. That's awesome. Yeah, make sure you guys all buy Top Bra's that game and. I follow you, don't I, Top Bra? I'm definitely following your stream on Twitch, so I'm gonna pop in and have a peep. Have a nosy when it comes out. Oh gosh, spider. Well, it isn't a spider, it's a fly. Go away. Well, he never gives us a rare message, so it's hard to work improvising one. Well, that's good, I like it. I think that's a super creative one, Castle. You should be proud. Okay, so national. Which one do you think was good? This one. I want to make sure I'm picking the right one. I think this one looks fine, and but we need to just add the brow again. I think it's the brow that's off on that one. Accidentally, what have I done to Carol there? I added a white pixel. Okay, so I'm gonna be getting mega fussy over this. I feel like it'll never satisfy me. Copy paste looks good, more emotion. The copy paste, I'm so sorry, I'm clueless at which one you mean. This one? I'm just like having a crazy nightmare with this. I knew I would though, because I've delayed this for like 3 months, doing these faces from the side. And I do think that one looks good, but it doesn't, it's missing that slant. And I do agree with the point that was made earlier about that, but I don't know. Have a good stream all. Thank you, Castle. The Steam page looks sharp. Oh, feel free to copy and paste the link to the Steam page in the stream if you would like to. Because like I said, I want to see it. I didn't realise that you had the Steam page up yet, but it makes sense you do if it's going to be released in a week. Thanks, the stream page is here. Yay, okay. Have a little look at that, chat, if you'd like to, if you want to play a new game. Fantasy RPG, a retro one. Awesome. So I'm actually gonna copy and paste that link, and I'm gonna have a look at that later myself. Right. So let's master these side faces. Yeah, I feel like these two faces here, although the slanted works, they look a bit squished. Something squished about them. This one looks more Carol-like in expression. Still, it retains her expression, whereas she kind of lost it a bit in those two. We want to keep that angsty Carol personality. But I did delete an extra pixel. I don't know whether that was a good move, but I kind of don't want it to look too square, I guess, from the side, because I want to give the impression it's slanted if I can, even though it's hard. Maybe that does it a little bit. I don't know. Don't understand people who don't make any effort in their Steam page. Yeah, and Steam isn't as fussy anymore, is it, by what it has on there compared to years ago? So it feels like you can just get anything on there. So it's nice to see games that actually have been, you know, really shown off on there. Ton of work to even get it approved, then actually polishing it. Oh, it's still actually hard to get it approved on Steam. That's interesting then. I remember years ago it was a lot more, definitely more difficult to get your game on Steam. But it does seem like there's more on there now. Takes a lot of effort to get there. Well, GG, you've done it. You've done it. It's a big accomplishment. Is it going to be something that you consistently keep working on, do you think? Or are you moving on to other projects? Does Carol have an evil twin named Cheryl? She has a sister named Meryl. But Meryl's, she's not evil. Meryl's lovely. Meryl's the one with the bra. Is going to do really well. Yeah, so it should. I'm sure it will. Okay, so I'm okay. Tell me if you think anything needs editing in this pic, if you guys have any suggestions at all. Because it's probably not perfect, this face, but we'll have it for now. We'll make some slight adjustments if necessary. But it's Meryl that's going to be the tricky one, because she's got a bra that needs doing as well. Have we got these? So I think that just needs moving down one. So exciting now that your game's coming out. I can't even imagine how I'll feel when I get to that stage. It's hype. I'd be nervous. Let's put them on the right one as well. Oh, I accidentally flipped that and it looked very bad. There we go, that's it. We'll revisit Carol. Sometimes we need to look at these things again, but of course, anybody's got any feedback on improving her, then feel free to say, because I'm like getting all, is that alright? I don't know about it. I'm getting a bit unsure. But let's so we got her when she's rolling here. How will her face look if we add it to there? Let's have a look. It's only Carol and Meryl that we have to do, really, though. For this point in the game, anyway. So I think that's the right position when she's facing down. Of course, if we make any edits to it now, we have to do it for all of them. But it'd be nice to just see how it does look. It's a bit hard to sleep at the moment, not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm the same. Like when my mind's active and I'm excited, I'm just thinking about that all the time. But it's to be expected, you know. To be expected that that's going to happen. It's totally normal. But how long have you been working on your game, actually? That's a question I have. How long has it been since the first day you started the development? I'm very intrigued. So this one we want. Flip vertical, I think. There you go. So even though the face isn't 100% perfect, it's still better than having no face at all. I think she had no face, no side face at all before. I don't know. I mean, we said it was quite minimal to not have a side face, and it didn't look terrible to not have one at all. But it'll definitely add a lot, I think, to have one. If it doesn't look a complete mess, of course. I'm still not satisfied by it, as you can probably tell. Barrel faces are harder than you think. You never know, I could always like simplify the background. Get rid of that line there and it might actually look even better. Because that's what I did for the front face. I kind of made the lines definitely stand out less so that the face looked better. And maybe I could mess about with the background. 2.5 years, that's awesome. That's awesome. Not too bad then, actually. I think that's a reasonably decent time to get a game made. Well done. There's a software called Pixel Edit for making sprite sheets. It's a good one. Oh right, is it? That sounds cool. I use a number of. I use Graphic Scale for pixel art, but I tend to just stick everything in Photoshop afterwards. Because it's just a lot easier in there. I guess I'm just used to it the most. I even downloaded GIMP. Is it GIMP as one? And then I just ended up going back to Photoshop because I think when you're used to something, it just becomes your default. Yeah, for an RPG in particular, hoping for less time for the next one though, so probably not another RPG, at least not in the same shape. Oh cool, so you have got plans for another project. That's fun. Awesome. Anyway, gotta run, have a good stream, and thank you Top for that raid as well. Have a good rest of your day and good luck with the game in a week. I'll be thinking about you in a week's time. And I'll have a peek on the Steam page and see as well how it's getting on. But you'll have reviews left, right and centre coming in. So take care, have a good day and sleep well. But it's okay if you don't. Who needs sleep? Well, it's actually very important. Don't listen to me. I'm not setting a good example here. Okay, so we've put it on Carol's rolling sprites. There's others to do. There's them there, but I want to do a test of something. Let me just put a layer above that. I want to get rid of this line that's here, just because it could be messing with the face. And the detail of the face. Now, it looks really bad when there's not a face there, but maybe it'll look better when the face is on. So yeah, I think the only thing it's got rid of is this weird brown bit here. I think that kind of helps, because it's a bit strange to see that there. It's like her eyes coming down or something. So yeah, it's probably a good idea to get rid of the background for where the face goes. See you all, bye-bye. As a human, did she have anything on the back of her hair, like a ponytail or a bow? Who, Carol? Well, she was never a human. So, poor Carol, not experienced the human life. But we have said, you never know. There could be a quest in the game where she turns into a human briefly. Or maybe it could be a story arc. There's always these things to explore. Barrels all day. Hi Joseph, how are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. But Carol, it's very interesting. I would love to do a quest where she's a human, or all of them, to be honest, all the Barrel characters, just because I think it'd be really fun to imagine what they look like as humans. They'd have the same face. But they'd have, like, obviously be human everywhere else instead of a barrel. And I think they've got such distinctive looks, distinctive features, that it would be obvious who was them when there was a human. I mean, Carol's face, I think, with those eyebrows, really is a very, very unique looking face. So who knows? I think that would be fun, but it'd probably be a long time in the future in the game if there was an opportunity that'd be humans. I bet Chub Cheeks would be excited to see what Woody the Box would look like as a human, because that's Chub Cheeks' his man crush. He has a crush on the Box. That's right. I never thought I'd see the day where one of our characters would be a fanciable object of desire, especially one that is a box. But mate, I'm glad. My goal is for these to be everybody's dream. Right. There's a couple of things I'm noticing that's probably making me realise why I'm not happy with the face. The first one is that this metal thing here, it's meant to be lower than the lips, but for some reason here it's halfway between the eyes and the lips, and I think that's probably what's bugging me so much, actually. Maybe if that was not there, I think I'd like it more. But that's also the problem we've got with Meryl as well. She was doing her face and her lips were kind of getting in the way of her bra. Because the bra shouldn't really be that high up, I don't think. So how are we going to pull this off? This is very tricky. But the good thing is, once we've done them both, the cutscene basically done, so it's just something that'll make the cutscene look much better if we can get these side views. Just bring them more to life. Okay, so I'm gonna have a think. I mean, we could just delete that, but it's gonna be difficult. We gotta keep it there, really. I guess it's a bit, I guess positioning could help. Maybe it's too low down. I mean, really, the lips would be there. Like, they're sitting just above the metal bit on the front view, so the lips should be there, but I just feel Carol's gonna look deformed if we squish her up like that. What happens if we chop part of the eye off and only have some of it there? Probably look terrible, but it's worth a try. Yeah. I think I prefer the eye being there. Yeah. It's because as well there's a lot less room on the side than there is at the front as well. It's smaller, so that's why it's a struggle to fit all the face in as well. And it feels like at this point we'd have to do a whole re-edit of the barrel. Like we'd have to completely alter the side part of it. But wow, it's worth it because these characters are so important. So, and it'll look cool. I'm curious about something. I'm gonna just do a Google, guys, so bear with me. Those barrels look sexy. Hi Cornelius, they are. You know, there's a reason why, Carol, the barrel's a romanceable option. It's because some of you are into that kind of thing. And I can totally understand, because look at her. Look at that waifu. Okay, I'm going to check something, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing yet, chat, because I'm not even sure myself about this decision I'm about to make. It's a big one. Well, it's not a big one, but it's a big one, sort of. It's not, but it's, I don't know. What I was thinking was getting a complete new barrel asset. That's why it's a big decision, because we love Carol so much. And see if like there was a better one that looked good from the side. But the other option is to just re-edit it from the side, and that might just be the best solution here, rather than finding a complete new barrel body for her. Because I don't know if there is one. And I'm pretty attached to this barrel now. Attached to all of them. And there's... Because it was a bit of a rush job when we did do the side views. We didn't even edit this main bit. We only edited, I can't say that word all of a sudden. We only edited, that's it. We only edited the top bit. So I think what I'm going to have to do is make it larger, this space. I don't know, it's hard. It's very hard. Because that face there is perfect, the positioning of it, but it's just that stupid metal bit being in the way that shouldn't be. Let's see what happens if we do delete the metal bit. Probably look weird because it's meant to be there, but we could always just adjust it, I guess. Might not be a problem. Some of you are into that kind of thing. Sounds really sketchy. Yeah. She'll have to grow on some of you though, I'm sure, because some people are going to be very confused about Carol as a character, but she'll grow on them. I'll make sure of it. She'll be everybody's favourite barrel NPC of all time. Don't know what I'm taking all that down there. I don't need to. I'm doing this on a layer above it, by the way, just in case I screw up and have to delete, so don't you panic, chat. Carol is not being taken apart. Yeah, it's a tricky one, this. I mean, what I could do, I'm thinking something like, let me just give you an example of what I'm thinking, like just literally thinning it out, making it glow a sort of thing, and then that way a face fits there better. But I feel like we'd have to do a complete re-edit of the barrel because it looks weird like that. It's got to be nice and rounded and damn it. But yeah, as you can see, we don't want this grey bit, the metal bit, to be between her lips and her eyes. That is not the look Carol has. So I'm just trying to change the position of this metal bar. As simple as that, and it's actually because I didn't create this asset from scratch, it's a bit daunting to like completely redo it. So I'm actually going to delete that layer because I completely messed it up, but we'll do this a bit more carefully now. I'm going to just that's if I move it down a pixel. I don't know if that will make much difference at all. It'll still be there in her face where it shouldn't be. But I think it'll really help to just get rid of these high bits. Because it comes quite high, that barrel metal bit does. And I don't think it does need to come that high. I think that's what the problem is, really. If we can fill that in with wood where her face is now and then just make it look like it's going round and it not look terrible, then I think we've won. So, I mean, looking at the time, what I'm probably going to do, folks, because these side faces have been a little bit more complicated than I thought, when I should have known they were going to be complicated, because that's why we've delayed it so long. What I'm probably going to do, the plan was to record the cutscene on stream today and get it up on the Discord so you guys could watch it and give your own optional feedback if you wished before tomorrow's stream. That was the goal, but of course we haven't had that today. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow I'm going to get it posted first thing. Either I'll record it before stream and get it posted like first thing, or I'll record it first thing on stream and post it straight after. And we'll just do it on stream. You guys can watch that on stream, I guess, tomorrow. And then we can always just work on the fruits, I suppose, while I'm waiting for feedback tomorrow. And really, we wouldn't have lost much time then, because what I'm planning to do is get these faces done off stream today and get them ready for tomorrow, and then we'll be ready to record the cutscene. So it's no biggie at all. And it's only Meryl and Carol that need to be done for now. And when I've mastered Carol, it'll be easier to do Meryl. I was thinking about Discord, it doesn't let you post videos, does it? It usually comes up and says this is too big a file, which sucks. So I might have to host it on a video site. I'm not sure about YouTube because I don't want to make it public, but I might find some way to get the video up and then put the link on the Discord. Might do it that way. We'll see what works best. In the meantime, let's try and make Carol look beautiful from the side. And I'm going to get rid of this line simply because it gets in the way of her face. It doesn't really matter how messy this looks underneath, as long as it makes her face stand out, I guess. I don't want too much background there hiding her face. But the biggest problem is this metal bar. We need to sort that out. Because this is what it was like originally. It's getting in the way of her face, and we're trying to make it go under her face instead of over her face. So it's exactly like it is from the front. Because that ultimately was the problem. Hi Hal! Hi Halston Games, welcome to stream. What do you use to make your game? I have a command actually. I use RPG Maker MV because it's literally was made for this project. I feel it's the perfect software for what we're trying to do with our game. Very storytelling focused and very visual and easy to use software. So it's nice, and it's one that I can use as well, so that helps. But feel free to, if you haven't heard of it before, feel free to have a look at it. Yeah. So how are you? What softwares do you use, Halston Games? Probably Unity, I'm guessing. Am I right? Welcome. And if you want to read more about our project, you can have a look on our website. It goes for anybody who might be here that's new and hanging out. Right, so I'm going to think of how to do. It needs to go under her lips. I think we can do that if we it could be possible. It's hard, but we can make it work. So I'm gonna just copy and paste that bit of the barrel and drag it here and see. Delete that bit. So I've just moved it across, and obviously it needs to be tidied up. But that could, just simply moving it there could go a long way. So it's just that this top bit now, it looks a bit messy, so if we get rid of those pixels, we'll see what happens then. Yeah, I can imagine. I used one of the earliest versions of RPG Maker but had no art skills, so was limited in that regard. I find 3D art much easier, oddly. I use Unreal 4 actually. Love it. Awesome. That's cool. And I'm a 3D noob, so it just shows we've all got our strengths. I'm doing some of the art in this, but mostly using existing assets. But whenever necessary, I do some heavy edits to get what we want to our liking. Of course, that happens. For example, we've got barrel characters here, and you don't see them every day, do you? So I had to make my own, and it's worth it because they're awesome. But yeah, thank you for looking at the website. But yeah, it's most importantly, I'm trying not to stretch myself too far with this project and put too much on myself. So it was important that I used a software that I wasn't going to have to learn for ages, and something I'm already comfortable with using. And RPG Maker does what we're doing perfectly anyway. It's probably not like ideal for every game out there because it's very limited. But if your goal is to make a fun, epic, retro-styled Final Fantasy sort of game, JRPG style, then you know it's probably a good one to go for. Especially if you don't have the super code knowledge. I modify existing too, don't need to reinvent the wheel, gotta do what you gotta do, especially as a site. Exactly, Hal, because if you do everything, you'd go crazy. Like, you know, you'd be an 80-year-old. I'd be an 80-year-old lady if I had to do it all from scratch before episode 1 even got released. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I'm getting at. Your pixel art is amazing. Well, it's not all me. Like 80% is all other people's, but it's my job to put it all together, of course, and make it all look consistent, because taking assets from multiple different artists as well can be a challenge, because then you've got a clash visually. So I've had to sometimes make a lot of edits and adjustments to make it fit, and of course not everything you want is always there, so then you do have to do it yourself, and in my case I've had to do that a few times. How many people are working on this project? Just me. It's a solo thing, but when I say it's a community made project, that's because I stream it for you guys to watch, and chat have like a lot of input from chat about the direction of this game and where it goes, the decisions, story-wise, character-wise, and anything at all really is decided by chat. And it's just I just build it really, and that sort of has to happen, because otherwise it could get, if everybody was chipping in and working on it, could get a bit hectic. So to keep things organised and in control, I'm the solo maker of it all. But yeah, chat have a lot of say on what's going to happen in this game. We do a lot of polls and have lots of interesting chats in the stream about how it's all gonna go. Exactly, I just really enjoyed learning I keep saying, when I see the U in Unreal Engine 4, I keep thinking Unity. But it's Unreal Engine 4 over the years. It's been an enjoyable process. That's awesome. But yeah, that's super cool that you're solo as well. I admire that. And yeah, we have a creative work channel in our Discord, folks. So if you are a dev or a creative anyway, feel free to post your work in there for us all to see. The blueprints is so simple as a non-coder, but now I've learned programming through it. I am now starting the grasser code side and learn that to further my potential. Exactly. You've got to start somewhere, haven't you? And you start somewhere, and then over the years you get better, and you get more. Like this for me is like my first attempt at really giving it a go, and who knows where I'll be in 5 years if I keep doing this, but we'll see. You learn as you go. 80-year-old, yeah, I feel that as a creative, that's a nightmare. Too many stories to tell, but never enough time to get them out there. Yeah, that's for sure. But I intend to keep doing this until I'm 80, to be honest. I mean, maybe not this project, but other future projects, because I just enjoy making games, well, writing stories in general, and characters. Not even just games, just the storytelling thing really excites me. But yes, Raindrop Chronicles is going to be a long ongoing thing. Always have to create, and it's relatively low impact sport. Yeah, I couldn't imagine retiring, because I wouldn't want to just sit there and watch TV all day, or that's boring. I'd feel like even as an old lady, I'd want to get on my computer and write a story or make a game. That's for sure. Even if it's not my job, even if I'm getting zero income from it, I'd still want to do it. Just because it's fun. Thank you for the follows, by the way, Doug and Hart. I appreciate that. And oh my goodness, the time. Why does time go by so fast when I always stream? That's what I want to know. Every single day it feels like I've been streaming for an hour, but then it's actually been like 3 hours. Okay, so right now, guys, I'm having this is a very challenging part today, because we've always had this barrel from the front here. And today I'm trying to do them from the side, and it hasn't been easy, that's for sure, to do the side view. But that's the goal for today. I'll even be carrying on doing this off stream to try and get it perfect. Because we've got a cutscene, we've been working on a cutscene lately, and it's going to look a lot better seeing this barrel plus any other barrels we've got here. We've got this one as well that we've got to do from the side. It's just going to look a lot better if we have them like that rather than no face being there at all. So it just adds a lot more to the cutscene. So it's really the last job of the cutscene now. Once we've done these side views, the cutscene's actually done. And I'm going to be posting it in the Discord and showing everyone on stream tomorrow when this is done, if I get it done, that is. And then I'll be asking, I'll probably put a few questions up in there and say people are welcome to comment on it, or any small suggestions or feedback is allowed as well. Not anything that would completely have to redo the whole cutscene. I'd have to say no to that, because it's taken a long time to make the cutscene, and the foundation of it's all there is all there and perfect. But any like little tiny small suggestions, I will welcome those for sure. And then we get to move on to the next thing, which is another cutscene. But guys, I'm also gonna let you know that I am like on YouTube as well, and I'm regularly updating like sneak peeks and the story so far videos, so people that are new here get to catch up as easy as possible on what's already been made. And we've got one story so far video up, but there'll be a second one on the way, probably in April sometime. That one will get posted because we're very much due for one. There's been quite a lot of extra stuff to talk about for that video, but I'm probably going to it'll probably only still be 2 or 3 minutes long. We're keeping it short and sweet. I think the goal as a creative is to get by comfortably while doing what you love. If it makes you money, that's just dream come true material. Exactly, I see it like that too. That would be the dream. I'm a new solo dev. I tend to procrastinate a lot. I am especially recently. Have you got any tips to stay motivated during a longish project? With motivation, I think if you are loving what you're doing, if you genuinely like live and breathe it, then it just comes naturally. But sometimes it's very, very normal as well to have periods where you need to break because burnout can happen. And I think if that's the case, just let yourself have a break. Don't force it because it could probably do more harm than good. I know there was a period in the summer where I was a little bit like that, but then I came back in September and was really excited to get back into it again. And I've been consistently streaming 4 times a week since then, except for a month break for when I redesigned the website. So yeah, don't push yourself if you are feeling burnt out. But it's a hard one, motivation is, that's for sure. It can be a scary thing about burnout. That's ultimately why I try not to push myself too far. And I'm like that's why taking assets and resources elsewhere really goes a long way and stops me feeling overwhelmed and like I'm putting too much on myself. I know you didn't ask me, and chat in general. If you want to ask questions that get asked, feel free to as well. I'm sure it's not just me that can give wisdom. There's a lot of experienced, talented people that hang out here, so they know their stuff too. I think you can do small bites, the boring stuff, and then reward yourself with enjoyable parts, or block out your time with dev time set out and leisure time set out. Has helped me stick with things a lot lately. Yeah, that's for sure. Having a bit of leisure in between helps. I found that too. And I would say, like the other day, I rarely get time to just sit, relax and play games now because I feel guilty. I'm like, when I'm sitting there playing a game, I'm like, I should be doing this instead. It's not that I feel obligated to do it. I actually genuinely want to be doing it and I prefer doing it. But at the same time, I know that it's a good thing to sit and do something else sometimes, because that is when you can get the burnout if you do it too much. But nothing wrong with doing it loads if you genuinely do feel motivated, I don't think. It's good to make the most of it, I guess. What's your answer to what do you love about RPGs? Yeah, that's our question of the week, guys. It's a very new thing to stream. I only started it last week, but every week I add a new question of the week, and it's always going to be related to RPGs and anything that's very, like, you know, nerdy, gamey, RPG, story related sort of questions. So it is what do you love about RPG this week. RPGs, for me, I like them because it's an escape. That's my favourite genre, because I feel like out of all the gaming genres, they're the ones that like make you feel like you're in another world the most, and you're another character, and they're just really immersive. And I want to be immersed in a game. I want to sit there and forget about life and just play a game, and RPGs do that great. So that's really the main reason I love them, that's for sure. But I'm sure there's many reasons. That might not be the only reason people like them, so I'm interested to see what reasons chat like them too. keep wanting to start other projects. It's not being enjoyed besides the learning, such as picking up Pixel and Unity code. Oh right, so it's for college. That's completely different then. If it's not something of your own, I can totally get why you wouldn't be as motivated then. I think when you're doing something and it's all like decided by you, that goes a long way as well. When you're limited, when you're restricted and there's like rules to follow, it's definitely like, oh no, it takes the enjoyment away. 2-3 hours of dev and 2 hours of playing games, but what happens is I want to keep working most of the time but force myself to stop and play, which keeps fuel in the tank for working on it the next day. Yeah, and I sometimes, especially when there's a lot to do in the game, I feel like, I definitely can't play games today, and I feel like that's fine. It's fine to work and not play games. I shouldn't feel like I should force myself to play games, but at the same time, playing games is important because we wouldn't get inspired without them. Like, how would we get all our ideas if we didn't play games? It just is important to play games as to make them. That's for sure. Love the immersion, especially in an untainable fantasy world. Yeah, for sure. RPGs will forever be my favourite for that reason. Feeling of becoming stronger, seeing your character come a long way and develop. That's a really good answer as well. That's quite a good one, because that's what you do. You start level 1 and you end up like super powerful, and that you feel like a badass, don't you? Which is really, really an awesome feeling. But anyway, guys, I might have to finish things off right there. I was in the middle of my finishing this side view, and I think we're getting there. We got to sort out this metal bit though, of course, because it's a little bit dodgy at the moment, but I think we can do it. So my goal tonight, I'm going to make sure it's saved. I need to save a PSD of it though. I need to make sure tonight that I do work on this. That's the goal for tonight, because I'd really like to get that cutscene posted in the Discord for you guys to see tomorrow, because I want to post a YouTube video, sneak peek video of this cutscene over the weekend. I'd really like to do that. So getting it posted in Discord, making sure everyone's had their say on what they think, if they want to, can do that, and it will still only be Wednesday, so maybe that will work. But then we might, other than that, because the cutscene stuff is coming to a close now, we might start working on the next cutscene tomorrow. But before we actually do the cutscene, we'll be doing the dialogue, and it'll involve these characters up here, the scene will. And now they're actually the first boss. Okay, so after the scene, there'll be the boss, and then there'll be another scene after the boss. That's the plan. So all the story stuff is happening. Fun times. This is roughly what my game looks like. It's my first game ever. Awesome. I'll save that link as myself as well. But if you do want other people to see it, that hang out in stream, then the Creative Work channel is always available in the Discord. I'm gonna pop it here if you haven't joined, and that goes for anybody lurking as well. Well done, yay. Okay folks, so thank you so much for hanging out today. I am going to just quickly check something. Oh yeah, and thanks guys for joining the Discord. I'm going to say hi to you. Always good to have new peeps there, and we're a friendly bunch. We have a lot of like game dev people and creatives in general that come and hang out here, and it's a good place to be as well if you want to be involved in the stream, because all the voting and chatting about our game, did the decisions, and that will happen on the Discord, and announcements as well as what, like any important news about stream will get put on the Discord as well. Okay guys, So I am going to drop us off at a friend's stream before we leave today. I will probably have to rush off because it's nearly time for my dinner. So guys, I've joined Jay, thank you. It's good to have you there. Right, so raid time. When we do a raid, people usually do Rose Raid Blood with an emote to their choice in the chat. It's optional if you want to just say hi or lurk and come along with us and say nothing, that's fine too, but it's super nice to support and give some love to the streamer that we go to, and I appreciate it too. So there's a friend of mine who's online that hasn't been on in a while right now, and she's playing a hospital game. So we'll go and pass the love to her. Her name is Lacia. So there we go. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow, and I'll see you Thursday as well. 2 more streams this week. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, take care, Doug. Take care, Hol. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Have an awesome day.